Hello students, today I'm going to show you how to use Turnitin.com within a Canvas assignment. Turnitin.com is a similarity report checker. It can check for plagiarism, but it can also give you lots of great different tools to help write your paper well, and I'm going to show you those tools today. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and click into my assignment here, and that's this one. And you'll see when it's a Turnitin.com assignment that you get this dashboard that shows up. So basically what's showing me here is it's going to show me the due date, how many points it is, and this part is just basically saying that you're submitting using Turnitin.com. Now I can upload my submission here, but I can also see some details on the assignment here. So if I click this little drop down, you're going to see I've got the start date, I've got the due date, and then I've got the feedback release date. So you can see the feedback release date is set at the same time as the due date is, which means as soon as the teacher gives me any sort of comments or feedback, as soon as that due date passes, I'm going to be able to see that feedback as soon as possible. I also have a maximum points of 10 right here, and then you can also see every once in a while you'll see a rubric over here, but looks like there's no rubric for this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Upload Submission. Now this is where you're going to turn in your actual paper. I'm going to actually be using this paper here, this example trampoline research paper. So I'm going to actually copy the name of that. But this is the one I want to turn into Turnitin.com via that Canvas assignment. So there's 3 different types of submissions. This would be if you're turning in a file. This would be if you're typing in right into here or copying and pasting. The one that we're going to use today is cloud submission. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to choose Google Drive. It may ask you to authenticate your Google Drive account to allow Turnitin.com to see it. Otherwise, it's going to ask you to select a file, and I can actually see that's right here. Otherwise, I could just paste the name of that paper into here and click search, and it shows right up here. Once I click select, it's going to process it for a couple of seconds, and then it's going to give me a thumbnail view of what that paper looks like. And this is an easy way for me to see, number 1, what the word count is. Number 2, do I have the right paper? Is it formatted the way that I want it to be formatted? And if everything is okay, I can go ahead and submit to Turnitin.com. Otherwise, I can cancel the submission. You also have a preview over here that you can check out if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and submit this to Turnitin.com. Once I do that, it's going to tell me that my submission is complete. And then this window will actually go away on its own, and you'll see this dashboard update. This green bar up here means it's submitted successfully, so I'm basically good to go. Once you get a similarity report, you're going to see that here. That similarity report is basically what could possibly be looked at as plagiarism. So I'm going to go ahead and just refresh to see if we can get that similarity report. And there it is. I get an 8% similarity report. As a rule of thumb for this assignment, anything over 10% is something you'd want to be concerned about, but sometimes those similarities aren't exactly plagiarism, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. So if I want to go into this paper and look at what those similarities are, I can click here, and then it's going to open it in its own window. So now I'm actually working within Turnitin.com Feedback Studio. You can tell because I've got all these tools over here on the right. So I'm going to go over these tools real quick. This blue tool right here is teacher comments, or instructor feedback is what they call it. So if I were to click on that, it's going to show me all the feedback that my instructor gave me. Now I just submitted that, so my instructor hasn't given me any feedback on this yet. Plus it wouldn't be released until that due date anyways, so I'm not going to see anything here. But once your teacher goes through and gives you grades and maybe makes some suggestions, you'll see that show up right here. The red area is for similarities. So if I click on this 8, it's going to show me what matched. So I have 4 different elements of this paper that I submitted that matched with other papers online, which could possibly be seen as plagiarism. Now 8% isn't horrible, but let's go ahead and click on these and see what they have to say about it. So this first one is in my citations, and it's matching something that was submitted to Reed Custer High School. Because it's in my citations, I'm not super worried about that. In fact, it looks like all these are in my citations. But let's say there's something that matched that was in the body of your paper. If it matches in the body of a paper, it's going to say, this is similar to something that was found online or maybe submitted to via another paper. Make sure that you quote it or make sure that you cite it somehow. So you'd want to go into your actual paper and either change it into your own words so that it's not plagiarism, or cite it if you're citing a paper or something that's out there, or maybe even quote it, right? If it's from an article that's online and you wanted to quote that article, now you put the quote on there and it's no longer going to show up as possible plagiarism. So that's the red tool here. The final tool I'm going to show you here is this purple tool called ETS, and that's basically an E-rater. And what ETS does is it goes through and it gives you a grammar and spelling check. It's not always accurate, but it does give a lot of good feedback. So with each purple highlight, it's going to tell me what it thinks it is. So for whatever reason it thinks my introduction is a run-on sentence, I'm just going to ignore that one because I know that's not a run-on. This one, it seems like it may want me to use the number 2 instead of the word 2 here, but yeah, I think that's okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ignore that. If I go to here and I click on this, it says you've used the passive voice in this sentence. Depending upon what you wish to emphasize, you may want to revisit it using the active voice. Now, if I don't know what that means, I can actually click on View Handbook up here. What that's going to do is it's going to give you all sorts of rules of thumb for passive voice. And then when you're ready, you can just go right back to your paper, which I have to go find here real quick. And there we are. So I can go through all these little purple ETS mentions and see if there's anything in there that I can change to basically improve my paper. Finally, once you get all those changes and you know what you want to change, obviously I can't change it right into here because this is from turnitin.com, but I could actually go through and make those changes right in my Google Doc here. And then once, maybe I needed to add a quotation, maybe I needed to add a citation, maybe I had a couple spelling or grammatical errors that I wanted to change. Once I'm ready to resubmit this, I would go back to the same Canvas assignment, and this time I'm going to look for this little up arrow here. So if I click that, it's going to let me submit my assignment, and I can click on confirm. I want to go find that same file. Now remember, I've edited it, so there's going to be changes on there, but I'm going to find that same file here, and there it is sitting right there, and I can select it, and it's going to be the same process for me to submit it. Now my hope is, once I've made those changes within turnitin.com, that my similarity index will fall because I've quoted a few things, or because maybe I've cleaned up a few things, put them in my own words, and there'll be fewer ETS feedback. And I can also incorporate the instructor feedback as well. So there you go. That's how to use turnitin.com, how to use the teacher feedback or the instructor feedback tool, how to use the similarity tool, how to use the ETS tool, and finally, how to resubmit to turnitin.com. Thanks for watching.